Pickle, it's time to round out rankings season. We are unveiling the top 10 in each classification in the 2021 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Of course, we have expanded rankings in every classification. We have the top 25 in all classifications below 6A, and then in 6A we have the top 50. And today we've reached the big boys. We've reached the largest classification in the state. The top 10 in Class 6A. Of course, we are the official rankings provider of the Associated Press. And so without further ado, Pickle, I think we can start rolling out the top 10 preseason Texas high school football teams according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football in the largest classification, Class 6A, starting with,
look at that.
The Allen Eagles are the number 10 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. New coach Chad Morris takes over a team that has some holes to fill, right? This is a team that I think is bringing back just about half its starters from last year's team. I think that defensive line has a chance to be very, very good. But this is a team that has to get up to speed with the new coaching staff. Of course, Allen never has bad seasons, so we expect them to be excellent as well. A lot of questions to be answered. We will find out exactly what Chad Morris can do in his return. For now, the Allen Eagles start at number 10 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Number 9, staying in Region 1, the Arlington Martin Warriors are the number 9 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Coach Bob Wager's squad brings back 5 starters on both sides of the ball and figures to be pretty explosive with an outstanding quarterback and running back combination. They're always in the mix. We think this could be a big, big year for Martin. The Warriors start the year number 9 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. From Region 1 to Region 4, the Lake Travis Cavaliers are the number 8 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football this year, and there's plenty of reason to like this team. 8 starters are back from the offense. They had a strong JV group that should help fill in some gaps. They're going to be young at some positions, especially on the defense, but quarterback Bo Edmondson figures to be the next big thing there for Lake Travis. Keep an eye on the Cavs. They are the number 8 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Number 7, let's bounce back to Region 1 where we find the Euless Trinity Trojans are the number 17 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Running back sensation Ollie Gordon is back, although we believe he's going to be moving to quarterback this year, which should make them even more dangerous since he's going to have the ball in his hands every single snap. This is a team that we think could be as good, if not better, than they were last year when they ran all the way to the regional final. Euless Trinity, number 7 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football's preseason 6A rankings. Number 6, our first Region 3 team in the top 10, the Humble Atascocita Eagles are the number 6 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Last year's run to the regional semifinals, they peaked late, and we think this team is absolutely loaded. 8 starters on both sides of the ball. This is a team that is ready for prime time. They replace a couple of key offensive linemen, but this is an Atascocita team that we think could be one of the heavy hitters in Region 3. The Atascocita Eagles are the number 6 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. To number 5, or another familiar face, the Duncanville Panthers start the year number 5 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And there's reason to believe that this could be an even better Duncanville team that fell short in the state semifinals to Southlake Carroll. The offensive and defensive lines are going to be ridiculous for this Duncanville team. They're going to need to find some experience at linebacker and replace some key pieces of what was one of the very best defenses in the state. But make no mistake, Duncanville is a bona fide contender and our pick to come out of Region 2 in Division 1. They are the number 5 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Can't have Duncanville without having Galena Park North Shore, the number 4 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Last year's state semifinalist team won the title in 2018 and 2019 and could bounce back thanks to an experienced defense led by Denver Harris. They're going to be outstanding, but look, they're going to return a lot more experience than they did in 2020 this year, but they got to find a quarterback. Demetrius Davis, of course, was such a star for them. They have to replace a quarterback. If they can do that, North Shore's right back in the mix. They start the year number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Into the top 3. The Southlake Carroll Dragons start the year number 3 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And look, this is a team that it's going to be easy to pay a lot of attention to Quinn Ewers. Fun, too, because Quinn Ewers is super good. But this is a lot more than just the quarterback. They have, I think, what could be an outstanding offense all told. But this is going to be a team that has an elite defense, a defense that I think could take a big-time step forward, bringing back 9 starters from last year's state finalist squad. Southlake Carroll starts the year number 3 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Who's number 2? The defending 6A Division II state champion, Katy Tigers, checking at number 2 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. The defense returns 6 starters, and that's bad news for anybody who knows Gary Joseph, because that defense is going to be explosive. Furthermore, this is a team that's going to have, I think, a pretty decent running game per usual, but they do have to replace a couple of key pieces on the offensive line. But it's death taxes in Katy around these parts. We think that Katy is going to be one of the very best teams in the state. They start the year number 2 in Dave Campbell's Texas football, which leaves only one. The number 1 team in Class 6A to start the year, the Austin Westlake Chaparrals, the defending 6A Division I state champions, return a lot of senior leadership, most notably their quarterback, Cade Klubnik, back at the helm. He's got an outstanding receiver corps led by Jaden Greathouse. Now look, they've got some pieces to replace on defense. Just 2 starters back on defense, but with defensive coordinator Tony Salazar back alongside Coach Todd Dodge, we think that Westlake figures to be a big-time force in Class 6A. The Austin Westlake Chaparrals start the year number 1 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Of course, you can find expanded rankings in the 2021 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas football, the top 50 in Class 6A, if you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. Okay, throw that back up there for a minute. Let's talk about a few things.
All right.
Okay, so we've got the top 10 here. Obviously a lot of heavy hitters.
Yes.
This is the land of giants here, and you can see
it. Names.
This is brand name city is
yes.
what you've got here in the top 10. You'll notice a few teams that aren't here, right? One of the state finalists is not here, right?
Yep.
In fact, 2 of the state finalists. No, I'm sorry, one of the state finalists is not here. In Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill is not here. They're a team that does have to replace a fair number of pieces, but we think that they're going to be pretty darn good, and if you pick up the rankings, you'll see that they will be there. You're also missing a team like Denton Guyer, right? Yeah. Denton Guyer's not there. Rockwall, Soto. I mean, there's a lot of really good teams that are not in the top 10. I will tell you that they are all ranked, but this is in my opinion, what's going to be extremely interesting this year is when you take a look at, I believe, all 3 of the top 3 teams, okay? All 3 of them could go Division I or Division II. Okay? North Shore and Duncanville guaranteed to go Division I.
Yes.
Okay? But Westlake, Katy, and Carroll can all go Division I or Division II.
Which
now,
we saw with Westlake last year.
You saw Westlake go up to Division I.
Didn't matter.
And they won the Division I title. Katy can go Division I or Division II. Obviously, they went to the Division II bracket last year. Carroll can go Division I or Division II. They obviously went to the Division I bracket. How does all that shake out? I'll tell you that if they all go to the Division I bracket, it is an absolute bloodbath bracket.
What a gauntlet that would be.
Or if they all go to the Division II bracket, because then you'd probably run into a Westlake-Katy semifinal or something like that.
Which would be a banger.
But that said, that's going to be a big storyline throughout the course of the year, is where do those 2-3 teams especially shake out? It's going to be a great year for Class 6A. I'm really excited. I think the depth here is really, really good. I think that I would go all the way down. I'm looking at our full rankings right now, which you can get in the 2021 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas football. I go all the way down to about number 18 before I get to a team that I don't know if I could see winning a title.
Well, and that's
I think
just
the depth
so
here is really good.
Crazy is like that's the prime thing. When you have a team like Cedar Hill that doesn't, have to restock, they just reload. It's like, and they made it to the championship last year. It's like that's a team that could pop off at any point in time and could get hot at the right time. And that's really what makes 6A so fun, is just who in the world is going to be playing their best ball come the end of the year.
Most certainly. And that's going to be a big, big key here is who's going to peak late. And so, Westlake, I think, got better as the season went on.
Absolutely.
They'll need to defensively this year. They only bring back 2 starters.
And Salazar is a
But
mastermind.
he's a wizard. He's a wizard. And so, I mean, that's one of the things that I'm really interested in is you've got Westlake and Katy are 2 teams that I think the defense is going to lead the way. For Carroll, I think that their defense is going to be overshadowed because of the guy, because of QB1.
Exactly.
But I do think that defense has a chance to be very, very good.
I like Trinity at 7. I feel like people are probably going to think that might be a little high, but it's one of those things. If Ollie Gordon can be the guy, there's no telling of who could. They just need a couple extra supporting cast members, and they could make some big noise.
Yes, most certainly. So there you go. The 2021 preseason top 10. expanded rankings in the 2021 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.